the following day, dumating na yung 4 pa. Alright? So, 5. First things first, hindi ko bubuksan yan until I see x-rays. And let me do a shout out again to the Department of Radiology of PGH. They accommodated us. I will tell you a piece of good news since there are moves to develop a National Forensic Science Institute, but it's not on the ground yet. May improvement kasi yung x-ray machine nasa morgue na. So that means yung mga rad techs pupunta lang sa amin. That's a lot better. And they have waived, PGH, UP Manila has waived fees. So libre na, dati hinahanapan pa yun ng pera. Without x-rays, hindi ko mahahanap yung bala. Hindi ko man lang malalaman na may bala pala. Okay? Alright, so, they were x-rayed for the first body which arrived on the same day. It was a Saturday. And it was actually autopsied also on day 1. So, sunod-sunod yan. We received x-ray and then autopsy agad. Yung autopsy nung yung x-ray ng 4, 2 days after, kasi napaschedule and meron kaming mga days na walang work. And so yung autopsy, so day 1, yung first body was April 25, 2 on April 28, and then the last 2 on April 29. We were requested, unahin daw yung dalawa, yung ginawa ng April 28, kasi they were the ones badly decomposed. Okay? So we're talking of bodies that are not well preserved. And medyo notable, merong iba na maganda, may iba na decomposed. I'm told, I don't know if this is true, that some bodies were found in water. I've seen some pictures. Alam nyo kung nahulog sa tubig at nagtagal doon, pangit yung preservation kesa sa nasa ground. Okay? Ang mga tanong dito is, paano ba na-recover yung remains? Was there a delay? Because I've seen that happen in the Philippines. Hindi kinuha agad yung katawan sa tubig. Tapos, kailan sila na-embalm? And no choice. Sana nga, hindi embalmed eh, if I were given a choice as a forensic pathologist. I keep saying this, fresh is best. But then you're in the Philippines. I don't think you have refrigeration in Negros. Okay? So sabi ko, sige na, i-embalm yun eh. Para lang ma-preserve. But I have no idea how the bodies were recovered, how the bodies were handled. We saw some of them wrapped in plastic, as in, really wrapped. Pati muka. And in that, I'm going to dwell on this later a lot more. There's one body like that, and ang problema, may question on identity. Okay, so tinanong ko, paano na-identify? Some of them had tattoos na minention ng family and mukhang na-confirm kasi obvious, hindi sira yung katawan and all. But some of them said, some of the family said, we were never shown the face. We were never told what was the basis. We were just told that is our missing relative. And it was released to them. Kasama yan sa mga major issues, ha? And before doing the procedure, I talked to the families and I said, okay, we will settle identification. Siya nga ba yan o hindi? And of the 4, mukhang okay yung identification. But there's one. Previously may name siya, pero sabi ko hindi siya yan. So ngayon, ang tawag ko na sa kanya ay UAM, Unidentified Adult Male. And we're going to work on that. I hope you help us. Okay, anyway. So of the 5 referred for autopsy, 2 were females, 3 males. And hindi ko alam kung tama yung listahan ko dun sa 19. Kung tama ba to na 5 ang females. Anyway, you check this. And 14 ang males. Kasi yung nawawala, yung UAM ko, unidentified adult male. Sana hanapin natin dun sa males. Alright. Kaso mo, may nabalitaan ako na meron na daw cremated. So, yun ang problema. Please spread the word. Do not cremate. Although, ang narinig ko, 2 na-cremate, but the rest were buried. Because there is still this hope that we can exhume. Marami pang masasabi. Kahit na sabihin mong decomposed, we can still check. In fact, yung unidentified adult male ko, nakipag-usap na ako sa DNA analysis lab ng Diliman, just here. Sabi ko, kumuha na ako ng buto for you. Ang problema, kanino mo i-compare. Okay? So now there is a team, I think, going there because most of the remains are buried there. And then mukhang iisa-isahin yata nila yung relatives. And I promised the family of this one guy who turned out to be not the one that they claimed. Sabi ko, we will look for him. Okay? I promise you that. We will try. Best effort talaga to. We will look for him. Now, these 5 cases were in their 20s, mostly. The range is 22 to 40. Alright? I don't know about the rest, but I'm seeing some ages in their teens. Alright? Ang best talaga is, yun ang hinihiling ko noon, can I see all 19, please? That's the best thing to do if you're sorting this out. Alright, just some things about, so what's the procedure? As I told you, as soon as we get the body, we give them a number, and then we arrange x-rays with the PGH Department of Radiology. And then we do an autopsy, which includes histopathology, slides. Kasi chine-check mo lahat eh, even disease. Kasi there's always this question of, mamamatay ba siya of the gunshot wounds? Maybe there's something else there. Parang, it has to be clear, if she had not been shot, he'd still be alive. Ganun yun. So, kompleto dapat ang autopsy mo. And that's one source of delay. I don't have the slides yet. Ang mas mahirap, actually, yung uupo at i-analyze mo yung findings. I had doctors helping me out and 2 morticians. I keep telling the doctors, document. Kasi you sit down, and that's my job. And that's it. I try to make sense of, unfortunately, by this time, there are post-mortem changes, decomposition. I think, 2 lang yata yung tinawag kong early decomposition. Everybody else, moderate to advanced. That limits a lot yung interpretation, understanding, and so on. Okay? There is going to be a report, but that takes time. Nandun nakasulat yung mga detalye ng ganyan. Alright? So, pina-x-ray, as I told you, primarily to identify bullets. How many cases of the 5 had bullets? 3. Multiple shots. And so 3 of them, I would say, had multiple gunshot wounds. Really serious injuries. And we recovered bullets. The others are still for analysis. Yung 2, may isang obvious na sugat, but there are other questions I have not answered yet. Like, di naman tinamaan yun na bakit may hemorrhage sa chest. Yung mga ganyan. But this is pathology stuff. How many were hit in the head? At least 3. 5 in the trunk. Yung iba, multiple, may head may trunk. Upper and lower extremities, at least tatlo. Some had all three. May head, may trunk, may extremities ka pa. Multiple gunshot wounds. And the bullets we recovered, what can I say about them? They are consistent with the weapons used, which would be, in a very general sense, what we call high-velocity rifles. Okay? What do we do with the bullets? Malaking question pa yan ngayon. And I'm going to decide, potentially kasi, itong mga bala na to, they can be traced to a gun, to a shooter. But this is the Philippines. In the first place, all of these cases should have undergone basic homicide investigation. Which means, CSI pa lang, meron. Where they fell, where they dropped, and so on. Do we have that? Was that done? Okay? Was that documented? Two, where are the clothes? Clothes help a lot. Why? Pag binaril ka, mabubutas yung damit. And if I'm dealing with a decomposed body na merong mga changes na sa skin niya, that helps me decide, okay, this is significant, this is what you call perimortem injury. But I only received 2 bags. Yung isa mislabeled kasi hindi siya yung nasa pangalan. Okay? But I documented them. Yung isa, may damit din, pero unlabeled. So what happened? Who decided back in Negros who these people are? So you ask that question. What happened? What happened? Bakit ganun? Nawala yung damit, tapos yung labeling nyo, may nagsabi sa akin, binigyan lang sila ng number, tapos binigyan ng pangalan. Was there anything done to document, to make sense of this body? Sino talaga sila? Okay, so questions, a lot of questions on recovery, the handling, and the disposition of remains. So kung may tanong ako doon sa 5, lalo na yung 14 na nandun, na naiwan doon. Paano sila? And it's not, it's inevitable that you're going to make mistakes kung wala kang sistema. Okay? So we need to examine, I think at least, kasi 13, ano? But ang available na lang daw, kasi may isang na-cremate daw na male eh. But I'm not even sure of that. So as much as possible, habulin sana yung mga nailibing. I appeal to the relatives who were able to get bodies and dispose of them. Pwede ba please, tulungan nyo ho, nakakaawa ho yung pamilya na mali yung nakuha nila. Kasi mali yung binigay sa kanila. And I have to give them credit. They were very open-minded. Kasi nung nagko-compare na kami ng notes, and this is what you do, comparison of what we call antemortem with the postmortem findings. And everything was off. Yung body length, hindi tugma sa height niya. Yung ngipin, hindi tugma. Yung mga peklat, hindi tugma. Yung damit, ewan ko kung damit niya talaga yun. Hindi magsusuot ng ganyan yung kapatid ko. Something like that. So please cooperate. Sana ang appeal ko dun sa families. Tulungan yung po itong pamilya na namatayan din. Kasi ang sabi ko sa kanila, look, it will not make sense if you retrieve this body, which is not yours. Eh, ang plano nila is to cremate. That's not going to correct things. Okay? So, yun yung appeal ko. Please. I cannot give you details of the injuries and so on. When we had our meeting, I think that was just yesterday, nag-request yung families. They want to minimize the risks. And also, I'm never going to show you pictures. They don't look bad. They don't look good. I never do that. But we do take pictures for documentation. Yung death certificate, just a comment, death certificate, apparently, all of them had a death certificate from Negros. And I asked for copies of these. Ang typical na gagawin ko is, because I did the autopsy, I know more than the doctor who signed. Okay? In fact, some death certificates had blank cause of death. Some death certificates had blanket lines like gunshot wounds of the head, drunk. Ay, gano'n. But we know more because this is forensic pathology. So, ang plano ko sana, change. But then, medyo toxic kasi ang magre-register doon, and we just did not have the time for that. So, sabi ko na lang, advice ko sa kanila, sige na, and mukhang na-register. Mukhang na-register doon kahit handwritten. Tinanggap. Ang sabi ko na lang is, sige na, just to help you with the disposal, with the cremation of the remains. Just use the one issue there. Paano, Doc, yung findings mo na iba? And yes, iba. I said, hindi ho natin makukorek ang death certificate na nakaregister na. And I suspect nakaregister na to. Dadaan pa yan sa korte and so on. Masyadong hassle yan. Anyway, you will get an autopsy report. And if there is a discrepancy, the findings will be there. Okay? Why is it important? Kasi nga blanket lang multiple gunshot wounds, blah, 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 blah. That's very common in the Philippines. Kasi mahina ang forensic pathology. But I tell you, this is the reason why we check. Like, I'll give you 2 examples. One had multiple gunshot wounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. She was shot 4 times. But then the 3, where we found the bullets, did not kill her. Yun yung tanong doon of the multiple gunshot wounds, which one killed her? Which was fatal? Okay? Can you explain how it happened? And I said, hindi, tatlo, hindi. Pero yung nasa leg niya, tinamaan artery, tinamaan vein, then she bled. So, ang tanong doon is, teka muna, dito ko binato sa mga lawyers yan Di ba war crime? Kasi yung injured dapat attended to. Ibig sabihin, nagdugo siya sa scene, wala kayong ginawa. Alright? And then the other one that I can give you as an example is, mukhang nag-aspirate siya ng blood kasi tinamaan yung airway niya, yung lalamunan niya dito. And we found blood in the mouth, blood here, and so on. So, point is, if you do not examine the body, you do not do a forensic autopsy, you do not know how to check, you lose these things. Even small injuries, we document. Like there are small abrasions, contusions. That can help you reconstruct. Maybe she was shot in the leg first, and then she fell, and that's why the rest of the gunshot wounds are in the back. Parang ganon. But as I said, this is really preliminary. I'm still working on this. So I told you about our limitations. Unfortunately, let me just end by mentioning my usual pet peeve. In one social media post, there was a dead victim in the water. And then right next to that picture, he was, it said that he was positive in the paraffin test. Narinig nyo na ako before, di ba? 30 years ko nang tinitira yung paraffin test kasi 1960s pa lang. Hindi na ginagamit yan It's useless, it's junk. And I keep saying, look, this is a 21st century. The fact that you're still doing it, the fact that pinagyayabang nyo pa na ginagawa nyo, mahiya naman kayo. Like that particular body was in water, nakababad sa tubig, for you to check for what we call gunshot residues. You have to protect, GSR, you have to protect the hands. And those hands were not protected. Because you're getting, for non-paraffin testing, trace metals, small amounts. Pinoprotect mo yung kamay. And I'm sure those hands were not protected. And then that test was junk. Nakakahiya. Tapos, yung isang bag ng damit na nakita ko, may wax. Kandila. So, anong ibig sabihin? Yung katawan na nagsuot ng damit na yon, most likely was paraffin tested. And it's not surprising that that guy who was in water, guess what? Tested positive. Yun ang problema sa Pilipinas yung pumatay yung nag-iimbestiga or sila yung in control of everything, and we are not really science-based. And nobody questions. And this is my job now. I am questioning. And this has been my job for the past 30 years. I keep questioning. Kasi pag hindi kayo nagtanong, nakakalusot. Walang accountability, patayan lang ng patayan. And anong tawag dito? Impunity. And I tell you, this is not the first case of killings I have seen. Yan ang frustration ko is hindi ito umaabot sa korte. Wala. Nasa akin lang yung reports ko. Walang accountability. This is pure and simple impunity. And it can happen to anybody. It can happen to you. Oh, may isa pa akong pet peeve. Nalala niyo si corned beef? Si corned beef. That's supposed to be insulting, that the remains are reduced to corned beef. Let me say to those people, no, they don't look anything like corned beef. Take it from me because I see a lot of dead bodies. You know what they look like? Tao. People with injuries. People who were killed. Okay? And that could be you. That could be anybody you know. And igalang nyo yung mga patay. Lalo na itong mga biktima ng violence. Ang napaka-frustrating sa Pilipinas, paulit-ulit na lang, this happens all the time. So step up. Everybody please step up. Nakakahiya naman tayo. Thank you.